Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to learn about the Selenium GRID. Okay, so this is one of the last Selenium tools, Selenium suite of tools which we have here in the Selenium. Okay, so let's get started and see that what is Selenium GRID. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start with the writing of the things. Okay, so here we have about the Selenium GRID. Okay, Selenium GRID is a server. Selenium GRID is a server that Selenium GRID is a server that allows test to use web browser. Let me get down. So Selenium GRID is a server that allows test to use web browser instances. Here goes the instances running on remote machines. So Selenium GRID is a server that allows tests to use web browser instances running on remote machines. Okay. Now, next what we are having out here. So I would write on the next things as well, that with Selenium GRID, with Selenium GRID, one server with Selenium GRID, one server acts as the hub. So, okay, when we are dealing out with the Selenium GRID, so there we have a server, and that particular server acts as a hub. Okay. Let me get down and get out some space, and I would proceed on with whatever the things I just want to write out here. 1 second, right here, hub. Fine. Okay. After that, we have that the test contact the hub to obtain access to browser. So the test contact the hub to obtain the access to the browser instances. Okay. Now the hub which we are talking about, that has a lots of you could say it has a lot of instances. It has a lot of servers, I would actually add out. Okay. So it has a lot of servers, I would add it out. So the hub has a list of server that provide the access to browser instances. So the hub has a list of server that provides the access to the browser instances. Okay, we call that as a web driver nodes as well. So web driver, and here goes the nodes. Fine. And let's test use. Let me get down, and let's test use these instances. Okay, use these instances. Fine. Now, next thing which I have regarding out the Selenium GRID is that the Selenium GRID allows running the test. The Selenium GRID allows running test in parallel on multiple machines. Okay, in parallel on multiple machines, and to manage different browser versions, and let me get down out here. Different browser versions, and basically it has different browser versions and browser configurations centrally. Okay, so here goes centrally. Okay, let me just go above first of all. So what is Selenium GRID? Selenium GRID is a server that allows the test to use web browser instances running on remote machines. Okay, with the help of Selenium GRID, one server acts as the hub. Test contact to the hub to obtain out the access to the browser instances. Okay, what is that hub? So hub has a list of servers that provides the access to the browser instances. Okay, and lets the test use out these instances. Selenium GRID allows running tests in parallel on multiple machines and to manage out different browser versions and browser configurations centrally. Okay, let me get down here. Right here at this particular place. Right. Next we have that the ability to run tests on remote browser instances on remote browser instances is useful to spread the load of that is useful to spread the load of testing across several machines. Okay, testing across several machines and to run tests in browser running on different platforms or operating systems let me get down here, different to run tests in different browser running on different platforms or operating systems the latter. Okay, now next thing that we are having out here, that this thing is particularly useful. Okay, I would just remove this right. So this is particularly useful in cases where not all browsers to be used for testing can run on the same platform. Okay, so the ability to run tests on remote browser instances is useful to spread the load of testing across several machines and to run the test in browsers running on different platforms or operating systems. This is particularly useful in cases where not all browsers to be used for testing can run on the same platform. Okay. So hope I am very much clear regarding this Selenium WebDriver as well, that's what it is, and the Selenium GRID as well, that's what it is and how it is used out. Let me just go above and once give you a quick revision of all the things. So Selenium GRID is a server that allows out the test to use web browser instances running on remote machines. With Selenium GRID, one server acts as the hub. Okay, test contact the hub to obtain the access to the browser instances. So the hub has a list of servers that provide the access to browser instances and lets the test use these instances. Selenium GRID allows running out the test in parallel on multiple machines and to manage out the different browser versions and browser configurations centrally. This ability to run out the test on remote browser instances is useful to spread the load of testing across several machines and to run tests in the browser running on different platforms or operating systems. This is particularly useful in cases where not all browsers to be used for testing can run on the same platform. Okay, so hope I am very much clear regarding the Selenium GRID, that what it is and how we use out. Again, this is a brief introduction only. We'll be moving toward the detail in a short while. So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.